listen, to solve a problem, unwanted advice, irrational feelings, God's advice, unknown poet. To solve a problem, active listening to someone is a real gift to them. If you have ever had the experience of being truly accepted and understood as you go deep into someone's mind or emotion-laden feelings, you know the kind of relief that can result. And as magical as it can be, it's sometimes very difficult to do. Further, it doesn't always go well. Often, the reason is that we want the other person to change. We don't feel accepting them as they are. An example of relieving your feelings. Rajni was very young, talkative and lively. She had fallen down and got a limp on her leg. When she joined school, many children teased badly about it. So she became very quiet and sat alone without talking to anybody. Madhuri, her friend, who knew Rajni for a long time, did not like the attitude of other children. So she complained to the teachers about it. Once teacher came to the class and asked children about their hobbies. Rajni told that when she played her guitar, the flowers bloomed. All children laughed, but the teacher told her to show that performance. Next day, Rajni brought her guitar and a flower pot with many buds on it. The class was quiet, and when she started playing guitar, lo and behold, one by one the flowers started blooming. Now everyone respected Rajni and they stopped teasing her. So it shows, as the poet says, when you do something for me that I can and need to do for myself, you contribute to my fear and inadequacy. But when you accept as a simple that I feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, then I can stop to convince you and get about this business of understanding what's behind this irrational feeling. Meaning of new words: contribute, assist, help, inadequacy, incompetence, incapability, irrational, unreasonable, to convince, to assure. Advice is cheap. 20 cents will get any advice. Listen to my advice. No advice, please. 20 cents is equal to 12 rupees and 73 paise. Abby and Billy Graham were advisors in American newspaper. People asked them about their problems, either daily or religious. Abby solved daily problems, while Billy Graham solved religious. People always want somebody to listen to them, but people around them do not want to hear them out. When Abby and Billy Graham started their columns in the American newspaper, many helpless people started writing to them about their problems, and thus just for 20 cents cost of a postcard, people gave huge response. So the poet says, when I ask you to listen to me and you feel you have to do something to solve my problem, you have failed me. Strange as that may seem, advice is cheap. 20 cents will get you. Both dear Abby and Billy Graham in the same newspaper. But poet says, as he is not helpless, he can solve his own problems. But if someone tries to help him by giving unwanted advice, his fear and incapability increases. So he asks to listen to him. Then poet says, but when you accept as a simple fact that I feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, then I can stop trying to convince you and get about this business of understanding what's behind this irrational feeling. Many a times, There are some thoughts in our mind which are problematic to us, but other person thinks that they are irrational or unreasonable. But those thoughts bother us, so we want to tell somebody. But if the people do not listen or understand us, we try to solve the problem on our own, and we answers to those problems and understand what is the reason of the problem. Here, a story comes to my mind. Beena and her family went to stay in a new house. All the people told them that ghosts lived in that house. Beena did not believe in ghosts. After cleaning the house, all were tired and went to sleep very early. At night, some noises came from other room. At first, Beena was afraid. But then she went in the other room and found that a cat had entered from the open window. Irrational feelings make sense when we understand what's behind them. God's advice. Perhaps that's why prayers work. Sometimes for some people, because God is mute and He doesn't give advice or try to fix things. God just listens and lets you work it out for yourself. In this poem, the poet says that we must always talk to each other. When we are close to each other, we talk about our problems. At such times, without giving advice, one must listen to other, ask such leading questions, which will make him or her to think about the problem, and on their own they can find solution to it. Correct way of conversation. Listen to your teacher carefully. Never yawn when someone is talking to you. Listening skill activities. Eyes on the speaker. Mouth is quiet. Hands are still. Brain is thinking about what's being said. Ears listen carefully. Feet are straight. In the class, practice all these activities with your friend. Tell him to tell you an interesting story and use above skills. Some new words and their meanings. Advice. To counsel, preach, salla. To trample, walk over and crush. Vichar dukhavne. To falter, hesitate. Anishtitata vatne. To contribute, to help. Madad karne. To convince, persuade. Patavne. Mute, quiet, silent, speechless. Nishabd. Now make sentences with these new words that you have learned. Complete the following sentences with the help of poem. God just listens and dash. Options. Goes for his work. Lets you work it out. Understands. Answers. God just listens and lets you work it out. Don't talk or do dash. Options. Just hear me. Just stand. Just shout. The answer. Don't talk or do, just hear me. Listen, all I ask is that dash. Options are. You talk. You listen. Make me helpless. The answer. Listen. All I ask is that you listen.